Hey, welcome back to the Crabby Dice. Today we're going to be looking at Crusaders That Will Be Done. This is the playthrough video. If you missed the rules and the setup, it's in the other video. Check the link below. So, as I mentioned in the other video, the reason I'm doing this video is I'm hoping there's an expansion. I really love that mechanism of moving your discs around and performing the actions. It's amazing. But the game has a problem in that it's way too light and there's not enough things going on. You play the game twice and you've pretty much seen everything you need to see in the game. So please come out with an expansion. We're begging you. So I would give this game as it stands a 3 out of 6 using my scale. With an expansion it can skyrocket to a 5 or a 6 depending on how strong that expansion is. Alright. So let's go to the playthrough. I'll play 3 players. Follow along. If you have any comments or anything, please subscribe, like the video, comment, tell me how much you hated the video, tell me if I made any mistakes. Let's get to it. Alright, welcome to the playthrough. I will be orange. So I got my orange board right here. It's already set up. Go see my other video. See how you set it up. So I'm going to be first player, so I got to decide last on where my knight was. So purple's going to be last, they went there. Blue's going to be, blue's last, purple second, and I'm going to be first player. So that's how we're set up. In case you didn't watch the video with the rules, it's sort of an action selection game, but you'll see how it goes right away. The first 3-4 turns, you'll see everyone's turns, but then I'll fly through the other guys, or I'll fast forward them so you don't have to see them and just see what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm first player. What's my first action going to be? And what I'm going to want to do right away is build, because I am in a spot that gives me a -1 to build. This is not a token, so I can't really zoom in to show you, but I can build a castle or a bank for a -1 build. So you're going to see here the cost of all the building is 3 for the first row over here. So I can build a castle, which is this one up here, or a bank, for -1. So it's only a 2, right? And look at that, I got 2 discs in that spot. So I'll just show you how building works. Activate it for 2, move my tokens over, and I'm going to build a castle. Now castle special, if it's attached to a knight, it'll actually bring the knight onto the board, right where I built the castle. So here, I'm going to build my castle, and I'm going to have my knight. There's my action for the round. Really easy. The other guys are going to do the exact same thing just to move the game along. So Mr. Purple over here, he's going to do a build, and I think what Mr. Purple is going to do is build a lot of churches to get a lot of influence, right? So he's going to build from -1. So he's going to do the exact same thing and build his church over here. Oops. He fell over. And then the blue, he has a choice. He has a farmhouse or a castle. I think he's going to follow my lead and build a castle. Let me move his tokens. Alright, there you go. Back up to me. So let's look at our board over here. So there's our player board. So what should we do next? So I could do a muster action, which would flip this over. I could do well, I can't really do a Crusader action. These are only when you're on top of a spot with a disc. So one of these discs over here. What else? This is just to get a point. And I can do a travel action. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is actually do a muster action just so I can move my discs along. And I'll show you how that works. So I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna do a muster action for 3. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. And then what I'll do is I'll muster this one here, which needs an action of 3, and just flip it over. So I'm getting ready here. When I have to fight one of those discs with a crusade, I get a +1 because it's shown on my board. So let's go see what the other guys want to do. So let's say purple is gonna, alright, I gotta also check what special abilities they have just to double check. Give me a second. So just to move the game along, they're also gonna muster because our boards are all very similar at the start of the game because they're all set up exactly the same because we're not playing with the variant. But just to get the game along, they'll all do the same thing just so you know what they're doing. So 1, 2, 3, muster. Do the same thing for blue. 1, 2, 3, and muster. Now the one thing I'm not showing you is that blue has the power to actually rotate his discs counterclockwise instead of clockwise, so you know when you redistribute. So he's actually already has a different board than us because he's distributing the other way. And purple doesn't have a special power, but 3 out of his 6 wedges are already upgraded when the game starts. Alright, so let's jump back up to me. So also I do have an ability to skip a spot when I redistribute, but I don't want to do that just yet. All right, I might do it right now, but we'll see. All right, so I think what I want to do is do a move action. So here's a move of 3, right? So I'm gonna move 3 times. So what I'm gonna do is 1, 2, I'm gonna skip muster and put the token here. So there you go, there's 3. So I get to move 3. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go straight forward and jump into this fight right away. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. So you'll see next turn how to fight, and you'll see how that works. All right. So that was travel. So let's go check the other guys what they want to do. I think. Well, they're gonna travel too because their knights can't really build there and they're kind of useless. So let me just do the same exact thing. 1, 2, 3. So purple's gonna travel. He travels at 3. But what he's gonna do is he's going to just use 1 movement, even though he has a power of 3, to move here because he really wants to build in the middle here, which gives him a discount on every single building. And I guess blue is gonna do the exact same thing. 1, 2, 3. And he's got 2 knights, so he's gonna take advantage of that and go 1, 2, and he's gonna move his 3rd one, 3 down here. Alright, that's all their turns. Let's go back up to me. And I'll show you how a Crusader action works. So right now I'm on a spot. Oh, sorry, I forgot to give everyone a point for building a level 1 building. Sorry about that. Let's just give everyone a point. Gotta remember that. Sorry. I apologize. So now I'm gonna do a Crusader action. So I have a power of 4. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna distribute this 4, but I'm gonna use my power to skip. So I'm gonna skip the first spot here and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I don't really want to muster in the next few turns, so it's better if I leave it clean of any discs. So right now I'm mustering a 4 plus 1, which is 5, which is already way over the 3 that I need for the gray disc. So I'm going to defeat it, so I get to keep this disc into my play area. So I'll just keep it there. I'm going to score 3 points because that's what its level is, or army strength is. That's 3. And then we're going to move the disc down. Boom. So the next person to fight a gray, like Mr. Blue over here, maybe he would have wanted to face it at 3, but now guess what? It's a 4. Alright, let's go see what purple wants to do, and I'll be back. Alright, purple's going to take advantage of his middle spot here, and he's going to want to build. So he's going to move, he needs only a 2 if he wants to build a castle, because there's a discount on it. So he's going to move 2 discs. And he's going to place his castle right here. So he's got a lot of upgraded spots with the extra build. So he's got 3 spots on his board that he can build. So he's going to be like a rabbit and putting all his buildings out on the board. And we'll see how that works. Next we'll go to blue. And blue, fortunately, has a 4. He actually has 5 because his board was set up almost exactly like ours. 5 muster. So let's move those tokens. Alright, So he's gonna score 4 points. So let's give him a 5 and return a 1. He's gonna keep this disc. So already both Blue and I are fighting for the majority on silver. Alright, so now it's gonna take a 5 strength to defeat it. So let's jump to my player here and see the board, how it is. We might want to build now that we've uncovered here. Or move in again and maybe attack one of these grades if we can back to 6. Or maybe move him to get an upgrade up here. Alright, we'll see. Let's go see. So what's my best bet here? So maybe I'll show you how a upgrade action works. Or upgrade wedge works. So if you really don't want to do any of these actions. So let's say I don't want to really do this, or I don't want to move, or I don't have enough to build. What you can do is redistribute one spot and upgrade one of these wedges. So which one do I want to upgrade? The middle here will tell you what's on the other side of these wedges. Right, I don't really want to have another travel because I already have 2 travels next to each other here. What I will want to do maybe is this travel, there's a build on the other side. So I'm going to be able to travel and build on the same turn. So let's do that. So I'll flip this over. And now what I'm going to want to do is redistribute. And what I think I'm going to do is, because I don't really want 4 victory points this early in the game, I'll redistribute this wedge along. So also what I can still do is skip over a spot using my special ability here. So I'm going to actually skip over the first one here, I don't find it useful. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you go. You've seen what a upgrade wedge action looks like. You just flip over one of your tiles and redistribute any of the wedges that you have on the board. Alright, let's go down to purple. What does purple want to do? Now they're gonna want to move for sure because they have both their knights kind of frozen in the middle of the board here. What they did notice though is if they can move 2 to here, they will have a muster of, well, they will have a strength of 6 that will take care of this. So that's what they're gonna do. So they're gonna move their things for a movement of 2. Unfortunately it's not 3, so they'll only be able to move 1 guy. And they'll go 1, 2, so that next turn they can kill off this disc. Alright, let's go up to blue. So what does blue want to do? Blue has a ton on movement. He has only 2 discs on builds, but it needs a minimum of 3 because there's no bonuses here. I think what he's gonna do is he's just gonna take a turn upgrading a wedge just exactly like I did, but he's gonna pick a different wedge, and I'll just pick it kind of randomly right now. There you go. He did an upgrade and I just picked one sort of randomly. Alright, let's jump back to my guy. Alright, so my turn. So the whole reason I did that was now I can do a build action. So let's look at where my knights are. I could technically do another move action, but I think what I want to do is build something here. Or should I move my knights? So let's see. So I have a ton of things here. I can actually move a knight 1 spot and do a build. Because all those buildings cost 3. So I'll show you how that works. That's going to be a pretty cool combo. So let's take all of these. So technically my let's say I put 1 to travel and 3 to build. So I'll just show you how that works. So I have 1 to travel and 3 to build. Well, technically, okay. So let's think about this for a second. Yeah, so 1 to travel and 3 to build. So I'm going to travel for 1 here, and then I'm going to build for 3. Oops. So all these first buildings here cost 3, sorry, because it's in the bottom right here. So which one do I want to build? I think just looking at the board, I might want to build a church here or here. So because they give you extra victory points, so I'm not going to build a church here. So I think what I want to do is build a a bank so that I can build churches easier later. So I'm going to build a bank there. Right, so that's 3. So that's the 3 actions that are there. So I'll place this on the empty spot here. I could have alternatively built it here. I didn't have to build it there. Good point. So you know what? Let me just build it here then. Just for fun. Make it more in the middle of the board. The placement doesn't actually matter whether it's there or there. Maybe that's something that will come in the expansion, I hope. Maybe there'll be bonuses and stuff, adjacency bonuses. That'll be interesting. Just giving them ideas. So I'm going to build it there. I'll just show you. Now I spent all the action discs and I did redistribute. So I can skip a spot just like before. So I might skip, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one don't I want to send action markers to? I'll send it to all of them. That's fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. That was my turn. So let's go to purple. Okay, so purple, we already know what purple wanted to do. They wanted to attack that spot right there. So they do have a strength of 6. They have 5 on the Crusade, plus they have that mustard trooper from before. So I'll move his discs now. Right, so he kills off this guy. So now he's going to keep the disc. This is basically a mustard troop. So instead of building a free building, he's going to get a free mustard action. Mustard troop action. So let's flip that over. And he'll get 2 victory points for mustering the second trooper dude. Alright, let's move on to blue. So what does blue want to do? I think blue's going to build because they're in 2 spots that they can build. So they have a build of 3, so they'll just pick a building to build. There you go. Which one do they want to build? I guess they'll build a church. Where do they want to build a church? Let them build right here. More in the center of the board. Alright, let's jump back to my guy. Alright, so what choice do I have here? So I can build again. That's not bad. Build a 4. So I can actually build my second. Actually, no, this needs a 5. Dope. Actually, no, I have 5 because with the token here. So it would be 4 plus 1. I can actually build this bank. Or what else can I do? I can't do this action because I'm not in an area with a disc. I can't muster because this requires 4 and I only have 2. I could move or travel, but kind of pointless. So I think I'm going to build. So here we go. It's 4. 1, 2. I'll skip this one. 3, 4. Alright. So I'm going to build for 4. So let's look at my only place that I could build is up here. So if I build my castle here for 4, I actually have a build of 5, sorry, because I forgot to add the token. You always have to add whatever's on the right too. Keep that in mind, don't forget. I could build my castle, which gives me extra movement, but I don't really need extra movement. Seems like I'm always going to have a lot of movement here on the left. I could build another bank, which will give me more build actions, which I don't know if that's that useful. But it seems wasteful if I only waste 3 here to build one of these. So let me build a bank. Let's do that. So I'll build a bank over here. There you go. So next turn I'm going to have to move for sure because both my guys are sort of in a no man's land kind of situation. Alright, there's my turn. Let's go on to purple. So purple, now that they defeated this area and has a free build location here, they're going to build for 3. Oh, I forgot to give myself points again. Oh boy, I keep forgetting. One of the most basic concepts in games. Because I build my second bank, I get to score 2 points. Let me just calculate quick. So I built my first castle, my first bank, my second bank, and I beat an army for 3. So I'm missing 1 point. Sorry about that. Gotta keep remembering. Let me do the same thing with all the other players. They have 1 and 1 and 1. Oh, and I mustered a troop, so I'm missing another one. Jeez. I'm horrible at calculating this. So they'll do the same thing for blue. So they did 4. So they're missing 2 tokens. Okay. Keep that in mind. You can't forget to pick up your influence tokens. Okay, so purple, very easy. They just wanted to build. They have right now 4 on the build, but they have upgraded their build. So whatever they don't use to build, they can get free victory points. So they're going to build for 3. And pick up an extra victory point with the leftover. So they're going to build the bank. So I'll give them 1 victory point for this. And they pick up an extra victory point because that was what was left over, and they'll apply that to this influence action on the board. 1 second. Alright, perfect. Okay, so let's go to blue. So where's blue? Blue's got either a build here or a movement. That's about all they can do. So I think they're gonna actually upgrade a tile. So let me upgrade their tile. And they're gonna redistribute their influence marker over to the next one. Alright, so that was blue's action. Let's jump to my board. Alright, so we don't have much choices. We have to move, and we can't really crusade. Alright, interesting. But I'm thinking about if there's a way for me to get to 5, because there's this brown action here. So if I can get to move my knight twice and then attack here for 3, I'll be able to do it in 1 action. So I'll show you how I might be able to do that. Is if I upgrade this tile here, this is a movement and a crusade on the same tile. And then if I redistribute here, I'll get an extra tile there, which would be 5 tokens in total. So I'll be able to move twice and attack for 3. So let's do that. So I'm going to do an upgrade wedge action. So I'll upgrade this wedge here. And then I'll redistribute. And I'll redistribute this, and I'll be skipping this spot here. So 1, 2, 3. There's my turn. And when I come back, I'm going to show you how that works. Alright, blue did a move action. So he moved this guy there and this guy there. So let's jump back up to me, and I already knew what I was going to do. I'll just show you. So here I have a travel and a crusade action. So I don't get any bonuses from my building, but I do get a bonus from there. So I'm going to travel for 3, and then I'm going to crusade for 3 because of the extra bonus I have here. So I'll show you how that works. So I move for 3. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3. Right? And then I get to crusade for 3. So for 3 I get to crusade over here because the strength is 3. So first thing I get to do is destroy the disc. So I'll put that into my supply. Then I get to score 3 points. And then we get to move the marker down 1. So now you sort of get how the game flows. You do an action, everyone's going to do an action. You're just going to keep going until this whole stack runs out. So starting from now, I'm just going to be skipping, well, not skipping their turns, but I'll be doing their turns and fast forward. And I'll just come back from my turns and show you what I'm doing, and I'll show you what they sort of did to manipulate the board. But I'll be back with my turn. Alright, so purple did another upgrade. So he's only got 1 wedge that's not upgraded. So he's going to have a lot of flexibility going forward. Blue did a conquest here, or a crusade here, and he got a free bank out of it. So now it's my go. So let's look at my player board. So what I think I want to do is maybe this move and build action here. So what do I have, guys? I have extra points I can gather there from building a church, and I have extra points from here for building a bank. But for a bank, I'm gonna need a build of 7. So I have a +2, so I need 5 + 2, 7. I don't have any way to get 5. This is 4. So what I think I'm going to do is for sure build that church up there. So that's going to cost 3 or 1 influence actually, because I get 2 free of them here. So one of these 4 are going to have to be a build. So I could, in theory, have a 3 to movement, which is what I'm going to do. So I got movement of 3 and a build of 3. So let's just do this in any order that I like. So let me build first. So I'm going to build a church there. I'm going to take a church. It only costs 3. I got plus 2 to build. So I'm going to put this church up here. So that's going to give me 1 point for the level of my church and 2 points because this tile says I get an extra 2 points for building a church there. See a church, 2 points. So that's 3 points in total. Add that to my personal supply. And now I had those extra 3 movement left over. So that guy I'm going to want to keep there. So I'm not going to move him. And I think what I'm going to do is move him 1 spot over to the left. He'll be able to get me extra points here for a farmhouse or another church. So there you go. So I squandered technically 2 movement, but what else can I do? Then after doing the action, I just distribute as per normal. You know what? Because I have so much strength right now, I think instead of squandering that extra movement, I will actually move my guy into the next spot, I think. Or do I want to get into a castle spot? So I have a choice now. Do I go after another brown disc? So right now I have 2 of each, 1 of each disc. I could get a brown disc, so I have at least 1 in each. And it'll get me a free building. Sure, let's do that. So what I'm going to do is actually, I think I'm going to go for the castle. So I'll move my guy right here. For my movement that I would have squandered, I'll move him down. Alright, let's go down to purple. I think purple is pretty simple. They're just going to move and build. Because they have the same tile that has move and build on it for 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're going to move all their guys 1 spot. 1, I think 2. So now they have a build of 2, but they have a +1, so technically they have a build of 3. So what they're going to want to do is here, they get a discount to build a church. So the church is going to cost them 4, but you know what? They get a discount, so they'll build a church here for their extra points. And it's their second church, so they'll get 2 points for that. Alright, let's go to blue. And blue, I didn't really check what they wanted to do. I think they're going to want to build for sure here. So I think that's what they'll do. So they're going to look for build action on their board. Yeah, they can build for 3, and that's exactly what they want to build. So they're going to build for 3. 1, 2, 3. And here they can build a farmhouse or a church for an extra point. Well, they can only build their farmhouse because they've already built a church, so that would be 4. So they're going to build their first farmhouse right here. They're going to collect 2 points, 1 for their level 1 farm and 1 for what's on the tile right here. So that's 2 points. Let's give that to them. Alright, let's jump back up to me. Alright, so what do I want to do? So, I think I sort of want to crusade. Sort of what my plan was. So I am on a spot with a castle. So this strength of the brown disc is 6. But my strength is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And look at that, 6 right there. So I'm definitely going to crusade for 6. Which means I'm going to destroy this token right here. So I'll keep this in my personal supply. Instead of getting the 3 points, I'm actually going to build my castle. So I'll build my castle there. Now, that castle is going to give me 2 points because it's my second castle. And I'm going to get a bonus because it's a castle +1 right here. So that's 3 points. So I'll get 3 points. Let's go back to my player board. And now I got to redistribute all this. So I can skip a spot. I think I'm going to skip the influence and just distribute like this. and this would actually go back on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Alright, so I'll go do their turns and come back when it's my turn. Alright, purple did an attack on a disc there, and blue did a muster action. So let's jump back to me. So what do I want to do? Where are my horsies? So I can build there, but this guy really needs to move to get out of there and maybe go try to attack something else next turn, because well, I'm gonna try to build up my crusade. So I can build for 4. I do get a discount on the church here of sorry, I get a point for a church. I get a discount if it's a house. So my church is a 4. Right here, 4. So I think that's just what I'm gonna do. Let's try that. So I'm gonna build a church for 4. So that's all the actions here. I'll show you how that works. I'm gonna build it up here. So I do get a point for a church. Just look at this tile again. Just the anatomy of this tile. Make sure you're playing it correctly. So you get a -1 on the farmhouse, but you get a point if you build the church. So I built a church. So that's gonna give me 3 points. It's my second church plus the +1 point there. So I'll take a 5 and I'll put back a 2. Alright, now I gotta redistribute my tokens. I'll skip this one. I'll do that. So next turn I can actually muster maybe to flip that over. Alright, there you go. That was my turn. Let's do purple and blue. Okay, so purple built another church. Oh boy, he's got a lot of churches. 3 churches on the board already. And blue just did a move so he can go attack this spot next turn. So I really have to move as well. I got a guy stuck in the corner there, and this guy's doing nothing. So how can I move out of here? Got a couple of choices here. I can either move and, well, this crusade's not gonna help me, or just move and this build won't help me either. Or I can do a muster, because I have enough to do a muster here for 4. But I really need to move. So I think what I'm gonna do is do I'll do boy, which one do I do? I guess I'll do 3 movement. So 1, 2, 3. I do get a +1, so technically I have 4 movement. So 4. So this guy just has to move 1. And I think where he really wants to go is to build my other castle over here. So I'm going to move him here. And then I'm going to have 3 movement left over. So 1, 2, and 3. Try to get this guy back into the action that way. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let him stay there. Alright, so let's go see what purple wants to do. I'll come back. Alright, as you can see, the game flows really fast, so you can finish this game in easily under an hour if everyone really is experienced, or an hour and a half if you're playing with new players. So purple just did a move action to move his guys into empty spots. Blue attacked this brown disc that was there. So just a recap, blue has 2 brown discs and a silver disc. Purple has 1 brown and 1 yellow disc, and I have 1 of each. So now it's my go. Just look where I am. I want to either attack there, and I can build there too. So I have a couple of options, and I really want to build a castle there so I can get my 3rd knight on the board. So let's go back. So what's my strength? I do have a 3-4. The strength of the silver is 5 though, so I'm missing 1 more, unfortunately. So what I might do is I'm gonna muster this round, and next turn I'll attack it, right? So let's do that. So I'll skip the influence again. That'll allow me to muster, so I'll score 2 points. And now I have enough strength to take it down next round. So let's go do their turn. Alright, recap. Purple did another attack up there, and blue just did a lot of moving. So he moved this guy from out here and moved this guy down here to build or attack this and build a castle there. But first, let's go to my board. Just to look around the board, I do want to attack this. That was the whole point of why I did the muster action last turn. So right now my strength is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And thankfully it's 6 because purple killed one of the grays, so it went up to 6. So I might have not even have been able to do it, but thankfully I do have a 6. So my crusade is 6. Let's just distribute it now. So it's 6. I'll get to destroy this disc. So that's going to score me 6 points. Like that. And I move down the disc. Now it's 7. Wow. Alright, let's go to purple. Alright, fairly simple turns. Purple did a muster. And blue built a castle. So let's go back to me. What do I want to do? So I really want to build a castle there. Is there any way to build a castle? My castle needs a 5, but I have +2, so I need a 3 on a build. I could build there. Look at that. There's 4 tokens here. So I'm going to use 3 tokens on the build. I'm going to use 1 token on the travel. Sorry, one rule that I didn't stress enough during the explanation is to get the bonus of the second area. So if you've upgraded a tile and you have 2, you need to assign at least 1 disc to it to get a bonus. So hopefully I've been doing that all along, but so right now I'm gonna have 1 on travel and 3 on build. So let's talk about the build first. So I have 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna build my castle. Oops. So my castle is gonna go here, and it comes with my third knight. So that was my 3rd castle. That's 3 points plus 2 points on the tile, so that's 5. Also, I forgot to do this, but just to make your eyes look at the board a little easier, you can either remove these tokens when you've already built on the spot or just flip them over. I just like to flip them over just so your eyes don't get attracted by those tokens. Or you can just remove them because they're not needed anymore. Alright, that was my action. Now I had extra move action, so that was there. Now move, I assigned at least 1 disc, so I have 2 movements, so 1 here and 1 here. So how do I want to move my guys? I got 2 movement. I have I do have a guy here that can move 2 here, but I really want to move these guys, but they're just gonna move into brown areas, which isn't great. Or one guy can actually move here to maybe build another bank for 2 points, which is pretty good actually. So I got 2 movement. I'm gonna go 1, and I'm gonna send the other one into the heart of the to the heart of the area here, which is another brown. I'm gonna need 6 actions. Oh boy. Okay, that'll be interesting. Oh man. Do I move my other guy in there too? Decisions. Or I could have moved him down actually here. You know what? I'll do that instead. Instead of moving him here, I'll move him down here. So if I build my 4th castle here, I'll score an extra point. Alright, so there's my turn. Let's go to the purple turn. Let's see what purple wants to do. Is there anything interesting he wants to do? I think he mustered last turn. He can't really fight. I think he's gonna move. Yeah, just to make the game move along, he's gonna do an influence action, I think. He's gonna have 4 discs on it, plus he has 3 churches built, so that's 7 points in total. That's a huge chunk of points from the pot. So I'll distribute those discs around. And now blue's gonna do the exact same thing. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 6 discs on influence plus another 2 churches. That's 8 points. Alright. 5, 6, 7, 8. So let me move his discs around. Alright, let's jump back up to me. What do I want to do? So, I got a bit of... Oh, I forgot to distribute these discs. Sorry about that. My bad. I won't skip any because I don't want to add any discs to the influence over here. So, what do I want to do? So, looking at my guys, I can build there. My 4th castle. Do I have enough to build? I do need 6. So, I get +2. Unfortunately, that's it. If I had one more disc in there, I would be able to do it. I need at least 6 strength to take care of that. I don't have 6 strength. I have 3 right now. So what I might do is upgrade a tile. So that's what I'll do now. I'll upgrade a tile. And the one I'm gonna upgrade is the I think I'm gonna upgrade the muster action. So at least if I spend muster points, I'll get some influence. Crusader build. Yeah, let me do the muster action. I'll flip this over. And what I'll do is, while I'm here, I might as well distribute this spot here so that I can build my 4th castle next turn by having an extra token here. And maybe the turn after that I'll muster. So there you go, there's my turn. I upgraded a tile, so let me go to the other players, I'll come back. Okay, purple built a castle up there, and blue killed an army here, which is the golden ones here, copper, whatever it is, and moved it to 6. So right now you need 7, 6, and 6. So without at least 6, you can't really attack anything. So let's go to my board. Oh yeah, I already knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to muster, I guess. Can't really build, so if I look at my board, I could build there. But I think I'm gonna attack there next turn so I can get a free farmhouse. Where's my other guy? He's all the way down here. Oh boy. Or I can get a build here, but he won't get a bonus of any kind. Maybe he'll move 2 in a future round and build a bank over there. Alright, so let me muster. So muster is 4. Oh, I don't even have enough. I need a 5 and I only have 4. Dope. So I think I will build. While I'm here, I guess I'll build. So I have a 4. I want to build just a farmhouse which only needs 3. So I guess I'll squander the other points because I can't really do anything with it. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? I'll skip the muster. No, I won't skip the muster. I'll skip the influence. So when I was distributing, I skipped the influence, and I basically built for 4. So I'll build this farmhouse. Is the only thing I could actually build for 4. Actually, no, I could have built more because I have 2, so I have technically 6. You know what? I built the farmhouse anyway because I get points. So I get 1 point for the farmhouse and 1 point for there. So that's 2 points. Boom. Alright, let's go to purple. Let's see what purple wants to do. I think purple wanted to move and maybe attack. Let me look at his strength. So he's got 4 discs on move and crusade and +3. Okay, so he has enough to move and attack there. So what he's going to do is he's going to use 1 disc on movement and 3 on attack, but he gets a +3 for 3 mustered troops. So he's got 1 movement plus a bonus of 2. So technically he can move 3. So what he's going to do, he's going to do 1, 2, 3, and then he's going to attack for 6. Which will take care of that disc. Then he'll build a church there. Alright, so let me move his discs around. Alright, so let's calculate points. For that church, it's his 4th church, so he's actually going to score 10 points for it. Oh, something slid under here. There you go, he scored 10 points for that because the 4th church gives you +6 points. Alright, so let's go to blue. So I think blue attacked last turn. He's probably going to want to build either a castle or a church. Let me just see what he has. But nope, he's going to muster. Don't forget, when you muster, you get points equal to the flag value of the mustering troop. So he's going to score 3 points. This is his third one. So both opponents are at 3 on their troop track, and I'm only at 2. All right, back up to me. All right, so I actually want the muster. Oh, there you go. I'll get my third one too. So I'm going to actually put 1 token on the influence and 4 tokens on the muster because I have one thing here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have enough to flip that over. So that's going to be 3 points. So I'll just turn in 2, take a 5. And then I have influence left over here, so I'm going to score 1, 2, 3 more points. I'll deal with the change later, and now I get to redistribute. So I'll skip the influence one again. I'll drop things off on the way. So my next few actions are not going to be that powerful, I don't think. Alright, let's go to the other players and I'll come back. Alright, purple did some moving and blue built their third castle. So they got their third knight just like we do. So back to our boards. What do we really want to do? So I really want to attack this thing. So a goal I'm really shooting for now, I think, is to build my 4th castle, and then my 4th castle gives me a bonus at the end of the game that for each of my sets of tokens, I score 4 points. All right. So I need 6 strength to attack there, which I actually do have right now. Sure, so let's do that. Might as well. Alright, so 6 strength. So I have 4 here plus 3 is 7. So I'll just distribute this now. Sure, like that. So I do have 7 strength, and I'll take care of this brown disc here, which is a farmhouse. So I get to put out a farmhouse on the spot. So that'll score me 2 points. Ta-da! Alright, let's go to their turn and we'll be back. Alright, things are speeding up. So purple went to attack a disc there, and blue upgraded a tile. He's gonna do a crazy attack next turn. So let's go to me. So what do I want to do? My guys are sort of in no man's land, so I'm gonna want to move for sure. These 2 guys are stuck, and this. Oh, let me flip these over so our eyes are not diverted by these tokens. Maybe we want to move this way to get some of these golden discs. Oh, also I did make a little correction. I'll make it in my notes that all the level 4 buildings only score at the end of the game. So the 6 points that purple got right away, I put them back in the general supply. We'll score them at the end of the game. Alright, so now what do I want to do? I really need to move. So I gotta move crusade, but if I move I'll only crusade for 4, and there's nothing right now that'll crusade for that little. So I might as well move here. That's my only option, so that's what I'll do. So I'll move 1, 2, 3. So it's gonna be a move of 3. I could do a build of 3, but nothing costs 3. I need at least 5. So that's not gonna happen. So I'm gonna move for 3 plus 1, so 4 movement. So let me move all my guys around. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, And let's say 4. There you go. So I'm really in the heart of the yellow right now. I'm fighting 3 yellows in a row if I could. Alright, so let's go to purple. I'll come back. Alright, so purple built a bank and blue did an attack. So let's jump back up to me. So what I really need to save up for some attacks. So I got an attack here, an attack here, and an attack here to do. And unfortunately it's 7. So it's going to be 7, 8, and 8. So it's going to be very expensive. So I might have to muster maybe 1 more, 2 more times to raise my strength. So right now my muster, the best I can do is 4. 5, 6, 7 actually. Oh, so I could attack. So 4, 5, 6, 7 will actually let me take out a brown disc because it is 7. So I might as well do that then, I think. So let's. I won't have any discs left over to do a travel action. So I'll move over all 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 plus 3 is 7. So I get to attack one of the bronze discs or whatever color they are, yellow. So I got my choice of this one, or this one. Which one do I want to do? I think I'm gonna want to build my castle next. So I can either build my castle here. You can build my castle here for a point, or build my castle here at a discount of 2 discs. Sure, let's defeat this one here. So I get 7 points. Raise this down. Keep this disc. Let's get 7 points from the supply here. Boom. Alright, let's go to purple. So what's purple want to do? Purple is saving up to do something. So they only have 2 guys. That one's sort of stuck. Let's flip these over. He's already built there. He wants to maybe attack here, but he doesn't have enough strength. He can't muster. He doesn't have enough to muster. He could get influence. He's gonna get influence. So by doing an influence action, he's gonna gain +3. So it's 3 plus 3. That's 6 influence. So let's take it from the supply here. All right, blue. Blue's got 7 discs on a travel/build. So blue's gonna travel and build for sure. So the only place he can build is here, and he's gonna want to build a farmhouse or a bank here. I think he's gonna go for a bank, I guess. So he's gonna spend 4 of his tokens to build here. That'll be the bank here. That'll give him 2 points. And then he's gonna use, he has 3 icons for travel plus 1 on his board. That's 4 travel, so you can move 4. I mean, it's gonna move 1. That's it. He's not going to move anything else because he wants to attack those places. Alright, let's go to blue. Sorry, that was blue. Sorry about that. Let's go back to me. Alright, so now what do I want to do? Now I still have a place to attack, but now I have a place to build. But I don't have enough to build my tower just yet because it needs a 6. And right now I have +2. So I need a 4, but I only have 3 there. So that won't work. I can't really crusade, it's not enough. I can't even muster, it's not enough. So 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need a 6, that's not enough. And influence just gets me points, but I'll get +2, which is 5 points. So if I distribute this, I'll be able to build my castle next turn. So let's do that. So I'm gonna do an influence action. I'm gonna skip this one here. So it's gonna go 1, 2, 3. So it's gonna give me 3 plus 2, that's 5 points. Easy turn, just a point gathering turn. Let's go to their turn, I'll come back. Alright, both other players did a couple of move actions. So I wanted to build my castle right there, now that I have enough. So 4 plus 2 is 6, this costs 6 to put down. Let's put out my castle. So that scores me an extra point, so it's the 4th level, so it's going to be 5 points. 4 points for the castle and 1 for the extra point on the spot there. There's 5 points. Let me redistribute these tokens. One goes there. One goes there. I'm gonna skip the influence again. I'm gonna put one here and I'm gonna put one here. So now at the end of the game, for each set I can score 4 points. So I already have 2 sets. So that's 8 extra points I'm gonna score. So that was this spot here. Let me just turn these over so I don't get confused. And we'll go to purple. So we're getting close to the end of the game. There's only 30, about 35 points left in the pot. So maybe 2 or 3 more actions, I think. Anyway, I'll be back. Alright, purple did a muster and blue built another farmhouse here. So what do I want to do? I want to get ready to attack again. So unfortunately I need 8. Right now I'm at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 1 more. Maybe I can muster again. I have +2, so that's 6. So I can muster again, so might as well do it. So I'm going to do distribute from here, so it's 4. I'm doing just a muster. I won't have enough to gain influence. I wish I could, then I'll gain a lot more influence, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if all this goes into muster, then I can flip this over and score 4 points. That's what I'll do. Flip this over. 5, go back 1. Now I'll distribute this. I'll skip this one again. Yeah, that's good. So next turn I'll be able to attack because I have enough. Let's go to purple's turn. I think the turns will go fast now. Alrighty, so purple built over there and blue just did an influence action to get ready to attack next turn. So he's gonna definitely attack here or here next turn. So let's go to me. Alright, I saved up to do an attack, obviously. We already know that. So I have 4 plus 5, 9 attack. Crazy. So 9 attack. So it needs an 8. So I can go attack that one or that one. And it doesn't matter, I guess I'll attack this one. So this is now an 8. I had a 9 attack, so that's fine. So I'll keep this token. So that's gonna be 8 points. Oh boy, we're down to 11 points left. That might have been my last turn of the game, because if they both take this, then it triggers the end game and I was first player. So let's see if it ends this round. Well, let's go do their turns quick. Let's see what they wanted to do. So purple was there. They wanted to build the bank here for an extra 2 points. So they're gonna build a bank. It's their 3rd bank. So okay, that might trigger the end game. So that's gonna score them 5 points for that. And now we're gonna do blue, who is gonna for sure get at least 6 points because they're gonna go attack. Oh, I did forget to move this down when I attack. So blue is gonna attack. They have 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 8 as well for attack, so they can attack this disc or this disc. It doesn't really matter at this point, so they'll attack there. They'll get 8 points. 5, 6. I'll get them 2 extra coins from the bag. Anyway, give him that back. Some change. Alright, well, the game is triggered. That's just change from what I gave him. So let's calculate the end score and we'll see who won. Alright, so the end game is done, so I definitely won. So blue got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 62, which isn't great. Purple got 76. I already added the bonuses, and I'll just show you what I got. So this is what I got during the game. I did get an extra 8 points here for my objective here, which is for every set I get 4 points, that's 8 points. I did score an extra 3 to be tied with the golden discs, and I get another 3 to be tied with the silver discs. So in total I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 84. So I won with 84 and nobody else got over 75. So I sort of ran away with it. I really like the game. The actions are great, but it's a little too light. I wish it had a bit more meat to it, please. It needs a little something to score for adjacency or something. Just that little extra, maybe an extra, I don't know, maybe give us an extra action, like replace one of these discs with something else. Maybe a different player board, that'd be cool. Maybe some more powers that deal with endgame scoring. I don't know. Something to shoot for. Something to strive or build for, maybe a combination of adjacencies, like build 3 things in a row or something, score, build a cluster. Anyway, just something to think about. The game's good. Recommend it still, even though it's a bit on the light side. Played a couple times, then I don't know, trade it away. So that's it. See you on the next video.